So in this chapter, we have already done scope and application, so I am not writing it down. Firstly, we will discuss what is fluid. I mean, you are going to understand the motion and deformation of fluid. When you apply motion, when you apply force on a fluid, how the fluid is going to move or deform. Strength of material tells you that when we apply normal stress on a solid body, sigma is equal to Young's modulus into strain. When we apply shear stress on a solid body, tau is equal to G into phi. Similarly, there must be some relationship for fluids also. So those relationships we are going to write down here, okay? And once this is done, we are going to talk about an assumption which is known as concept of continuum. Concept of continuum tells you what is a point or what is a particle. And actually, this assumption is followed by you in all your subjects. In all your subjects, strength of materials, fluid mechanics, heat transfer, geotech, everywhere this assumption is common. Do not worry, you will come to see, we will see a video also that is known as power of 10, concept of continuum. This concept simply tells you what is the meaning of a point, okay? So what you do, you say this is your coordinate system, x, y, then a point is going to have a coordinate x comma y. So this concept gives you the definition of a point. Concept gives you the size of a point. Once concept of continuum is done, we will start discussing the important properties. So the very first category will be density, specific weight and specific gravity. Then we will have bulk modulus and compressibility. So I am telling the syllabus only from the point of view of GATE exam, okay? Not from any other point of view. Bulk modulus and compressibility. Then you will have vapor pressure and cavitation. These are, by the way, very simple properties. You will cover them very early. It will not take much time, not even more than 1.5 hours. Very easy. Vapor pressure and cavitation. And then the important work will start. That is viscosity. Very important property for your syllabus. Very important property. And then we have again a small topic, surface tension. Okay. So in viscosity is a very important property. In case of solid bodies, the friction is a result of surface roughness. But in case of fluids, the friction is a result of viscosity. So we are going to talk about viscosity. And different fluids have different viscous behaviors. Okay. So based on that, we define the fluid as Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluid, okay, or dilatant, pseudoplastic, Bingham, something like this, okay. So do not worry. I mean, what I am trying to say is that blood and water, they are different categories of fluid. Both are liquid only, but they are different categories of fluid. So those categories we will understand over there. And because of viscosity, there is a phenomena which is known as boundary layer. This phenomena is observed everywhere. Wherever the fluid is moving, because of viscosity, there will be boundary layer phenomena. And in cars, what was happening in cars? So when the car was moving ahead with respect to car, the air was moving in backward direction. So there also the boundary layer formation was going on. And the tau was actually depending on boundary layer. Okay, so we need to understand what boundary layer is. So in viscosity, we will see the definition of viscosity, we will see the types of fluid according to viscous behavior, and we will see the formation of boundary layer. And in surface tension, we will simply see that it is a property because of which the water strider can stand on water, and we will see the associated effects like capillary rise. So in the videos that are there on the LMS, pre-recorded videos, surface tension was given as homework. But in this case, this time we will do it completely. So these are the topics which we are going to study. Okay? Now actually, why you want to study properties? So basically, as I told you, when the car moves ahead, the drag depends upon the square of velocity, but the drag also depends upon the density of the fluid. So when the car is moving ahead, aeroplane is moving ahead, the drag force on them depends upon the density of fluid. So that's why density, understanding density is important. Similar is the case for spacecrafts or skyscrapers. Okay, so on skyscrapers also there is the drag force. And secondly, when the fluid is moving, there will be boundary layer formation also. So your tau will depend upon boundary layer formation on viscosity. Okay, so I think the class time is about to get over. Okay, no issues. So all these properties are important for understanding the various phenomena in fluid mechanics. So once we are done with these properties, we will start discussing about the terms of pressure and velocity. So the next chapter will deal with pressure. So what I said we are going to talk about forces. So pressure is a force. So we will talk of force. So the second chapter will be fluid statics. So in this chapter we will deal with the discussion of pressure. Surface tension has very less weightage. Do not worry, Saurabh. In the last I will tell the weightage also of all the topics. I will tell the prerequisite also. Okay? Do not worry. So in fluid statics, we will discuss the definition of pressure. But once you know the definition of pressure, you will say, sir, it is a stress and stress is a tensor quantity. So pressure is also a tensor quantity, but actually pressure is a scalar quantity. So that we will discuss in Pascal's law. Okay, that pressure is a scalar quantity. And this law is actually very important in your derivations. While you do derivations in your semesters, you forget it. But actually it's important. The Pascal's law is important. So we will see the nature of pressure, that is Pascal's law. But once you know the nature of pressure, you need to calculate its value also. So we will derive hydrostatic law. Okay. Now one application of hydrostatic law is understanding the variation of pressure in atmosphere. So that we will do it. And once we have all this understanding, that what is the definition of pressure, what are its units, what is its nature, what is its value, we will discuss some devices to measure it, that is manometers. So we will discuss manometers in a very elaborate way. They are the devices for measuring pressure. But right now these devices are obsolete, okay, because their functional range is very small. So but there are some other devices also, like Bourdon tube gauge is there. So whenever you go to petrol pumps and you get the air filled in your tires, they have a dial like this in their hand, right? And this thing, they connect it with the nozzle of their car, of your tire, and then they check the pressure. So here it shows like 22 psi or 32 psi, hai? So this is something known as Bourdon tube gauge. So I will show you the working of Bourdon tube gauge and transducers, pressure transducers. So we will measure pressure. Once this is done, I told you that while designing a dam, the pressure is acting on the dam, and pressure is the load distribution. So we will try to find out the resultant pressure force on the dam, because then only the civil engineers can find out shear force and bending moment, and then design the dam, then construct the dam. So we will find out that whenever a body is exposed to water, what is the force because of pressure on it. Okay, and this thing is very important for designing dams, for designing gates in water systems, for designing walls and all those stuff. And from the same concept you get the idea of buoyancy also. You can make the ship float in water, a very big ship float in water while the needle will sink in it. So we will study the concept of buoyancy. Then there is a concept of stability which introduces some terms. Center of buoyancy, metacenter, and this will help you understand the layout of a ship. Why do you place the engine in the bottommost compartment? You will understand this layout of the submarine. Why do they place the nuclear reactor and the battery boxes in the lowermost portion of the submarine? So that concept is important over there. So here we will study pressure, and the fluid will be at rest. But in most of the problems, like skyscrapers, the wind is moving. Like tornadoes, the wind is moving. Automobiles, aeroplanes, ships, submarines, fans, turbines, everywhere the wind is moving. So we need to understand the effects of moving fluids, right? So we will discuss two more chapters, that is fluid kinematics and dynamics. So actually, there is a purpose of fluid kinematics. which we generally do not get in our books. So that purpose I will tell you there only when I will start fluid kinematics. I will show you how the researcher is working in the laboratories. They first do fluid kinematics. Once they get the information from kinematics, then only they go for dynamics, something like this. So actually here we are going to talk about the motion of the fluid and the forces acting in moving fluids. Here you are talking about the forces in fluids at rest. This is forces in fluids in motion. And here we will also derive a very famous equation, that is Bernoulli's equation. Once these two chapters are done, we will talk about the next chapter, that is boundary layer. So what I was telling is that in this chapter I am going to consider that the fluid is non-viscous in nature. So viscosity of the fluid will be zero. So when viscosity of the fluid will be zero, there will not be any boundary layer formation. But actually every fluid has some viscosity. Therefore everywhere, wherever the fluid is flowing, there will be formation of boundary layer. So we will talk about boundary layer in a more elaborate manner. So here only I will tell you what is boundary layer and how it is formed. But here I will tell you different features of boundary layer. Here I will tell you doing some calculations for boundary layer. Okay? And once this is done, we will start with the application part. And what will be the first application? Actually, the first application will be the laminar flow between parallel plates. Laminar flow between parallel plates. Then second application will be flow through pipes. That is the pipe system in a city. Okay, the piping system, the pipe network which is giving you water in your home. So that network we are going to study over here. This is also an application of your subject which you are going to study directly. And then in the last we will talk about hydraulic machines. That is your turbines and pumps. Apart from that, there is one more chapter which is actually a small chapter. And this hydraulic, we will do it with along with hydraulic machines only. In the total last, this thing is known as dimensional analysis. In our syllabus, this chapter is very small. It's like 1.5 hour or 2 hour only. Not even 2 hours, 1.5 hour maybe. This chapter is very small. But actually, in the real world scenario, nothing happens without this chapter. No design comes out without this chapter. So we will talk about it in the later portion only. So these are the 8 chapters in which your whole course is divided. And this is your architecture. Okay. So with every chapter, I will first tell you the topics like I did today for introduction and fluid properties. So when I will start fluid statics, I will tell you the topics. Fluid kinematics, I will tell you the topics. Okay. But talking from GATE point of view, maximum number of questions for mechanical and civil, they are asked in this ME and CE both, ME and CE both, here, here and here. Maximum number of questions are asked in these 5 chapters. Maximum number of questions. Okay. If you talk of hydraulic machines, particularly for mechanical engineers, I think there have in the last 30 years, a very few questions have come from hydraulic machines. Those civil engineers had a little more questions from turbines and pumps. But in mechanical engineers, the number of questions was very less. Maximum number of questions the mechanical engineers are getting are from these chapters only. And in civil engineers, this is even more important. 7th chapter is even more important. So you have to focus a lot in these chapters. This is not a very big thing. It's actually a very simple case. And whatever derivations you do in flow through pipes, the same procedure you use here also. Okay. So what I will do is I will use the procedure in the 6th chapter, and then for 7th chapter I might write down directly the formulas. But it depends on how much time we have. But derivations here and derivations here are quite similar. So the fluid statics, fluid kinematics, fluid dynamics, boundary layer, flow through pipes, very important. And for all these chapters, you have to understand introduction and fluid properties. Otherwise, you will face a problem. If you do not know what is fluid, and what is fluid, I will give you 4 important points. Those 4 points will be used over here. You do not know viscosity, you cannot understand this, and therefore you cannot understand this and this also. So in all the chapters, you have to pay heed. Okay? Abhay, do you want to ask anything? You have written years, I think, something. Or okay, maybe it's a yes. Okay? So these are the 8 chapters, and I think it's time now. So let's finish off today, and tomorrow we will start with the hardcore subject. Okay? So I hope the class was interesting for you and not a waste of time. We have not done much for GATE exam, but from tomorrow onwards, the things will be a little tricky and mathematical also. And experimental data we are not going to use much. Only one experimental data is there, which will come in the very first half of the class. Okay? So all the very best, and please do revise. Today you do not need any revision, but from tomorrow onwards you have to revise. Okay? Okay. So any doubts? Anything you want to ask? हाँ, जब complete हो जाएगा भाई, कोई चिंता मत करो, complete हो जाएगा. You will enjoy, do not worry. I guarantee you. ठीक है? I will share the techniques with you which I had used in my my work profile as a air intake manifold engineer. Okay? So do not worry, I will discuss with you. One thing is there, guys. Actually, mathematically there is a theorem known as Reynolds transport theorem. Okay? And in right form, we should use Reynolds transport theorem for doing this, for doing Bernoulli's equation. Actually, that is the correct method. But for GATE exam, I will take a little deviation. I will not use RTT. Otherwise, this syllabus will become very long and it has no use in GATE exam. Okay? It's not a part of syllabus for GATE as well as IES exam. So I will go by the conventional methods which are there in our Indian author books. Okay? My derivations will be different. My explanations will be different, but method I am not taking RTT. I am going to take some other method. So RTT is basically control volume method, but I will take a particle based method. Okay, I will tell you. We will discuss that. R.K. Bansal. So what I will tell is that in a few books some mistakes are there, Kumar, and so I don't want you to carry those mistakes with you, because in GATE exam the questions will be a little tricky. And those mistakes might affect you over there. So for theory, you refer to the notes, okay? And for questions, you can refer to some book, R.K. Bansal or D.S. Kumar. But I will give you a lot of questions in the class also, okay? There will be homeworks also. So what I will say, after doing every topic, I will tell you that this is the question. Kindly take a snapshot and do the question at home, okay? So first complete your notes, first complete your questions, complete your GATE question bank. Hai? What you do, you study in the class and then you refer to the GATE question bank. Array, in this topic, all my questions are getting solved. This means sir completed it. Array, in this topic, one question is not solved. Let me check again, let me study again, and I will solve it. If you are solving it, this means this thing is there in your notes. But if you are not able to solve it, you are not able to find anything related in your notes, this means something is missing. Then only you need book, na? And in that case, you can contact me directly. You can point it out in the class. Is that fine? Right? Hana? So please refer to notes for theory, because our theory will be based on 4 or 5 books. So whatever mistake is there in one book, I have taken it from the other book, or I have tried to study it from research papers. Clear? Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.